I'm taking 4 ferries over the next 4 nights and I'm calling it a DIY cruise. I decided to make my own cruise route to see if it could be a cheaper and sustainable cruising alternative. I started in Barcelona and took a ferry to Mallorca, spending a day there before it was time for my ferry to France. Welcome to the port d'Alcudia, which is in the north of Mallorca. Tonight I'll be taking a 15-hour ship from France to Spain. This is the only ferry of my DIY cruise where I've actually changed ports. I arrived in Palma this morning, spent the day exploring Mallorca, and now I'm leaving from Alcudia. This is because there weren't so many options for night ferries from Palma tonight, so I thought it was worth hopping across the island. This is the port, and this is where all the cars are going in. Oh yeah, it looks like there's a pedestrian entry there. The more ferries I take, and let me tell you, I'm taking a lot of them at the moment, the more I'm realising a lot of them are not very pedestrian friendly. There's no ferry here as of yet, but the cars are being told to go through and wait. I'm hoping that means that the ferry is on its way. I also saw a very important looking police officer, and he said, passengers inside, first floor, and he is escorting all of their vehicles. So I guess we'll go inside and see the first floor. This is a very different port to Barcelona. Downstairs there's a vending machine with no panel. There's a sign to a restaurant, but it just leads to this very dilapidated area. And I have not yet seen anyone from Corsica Ferries. Okay, interesting. So this is definitely my own private cabin. Last night I did have a private cabin in the end, but I actually booked it as a shared cabin, just no one else turned up. This one I booked as a private cabin. I actually paid less for this ferry than I did for yesterday's, even though it's longer and I have my definite private cabin, and I also have a window. However, the rooms feel more dated, bigger, but more dated. So let me give you a tour. Now the first thing that struck me when I came in was, wow, it's noisy. So this is the temperature control, and I've turned it down now. So to turn it down, I have to physically turn that. And obviously, me being a very short person, I have to stand on this, turn that. Bit of gymnastics, but that was super noisy. Wait, let me do it again so you can hear. Oh, I mean, I'm not sure if this is gonna end well. Sounds like it's taken off. As you go in here, we've got 2 hangers there, so I might hang my denim jacket up there. And then through to the main room. Bin, shelf area. This is the only place where the plugs are. So I've got my adapter plugged into there at the moment, and I can charge all my devices on that. Big mirror here. More space to hang items here. And then again, there's ladders here, so that's if these are folded down to make beds. In all the ferries I've taken, I've never actually folded these down and had them as beds before. Can anyone tell me, does it get really, really cramped? Because I feel like it would. Just a random chair there for sitting. And then we've got the beds here. So 2 beds are made up, but obviously I'm only going to be in 1 bedside table. Also controls for the volume. I don't know if that might be good actually. The announcements went on forever yesterday. The light controls here. Oh, that turns everything off. Okay, that's just a reading light. And then out here, you know, when I booked this, I was just expecting a pothole, but that is a proper window. So hopefully I'll get some nice views in the morning. Let's go through to the bathroom. So pretty standard really. We've got a sink, Savon here, soap, a couple of towels. Oh, that looks, maybe that's the bath mat actually. Yeah, shower mat. And a towel there. And then, whenever I do ferry reviews, the curtain always seems to be closed, but it's actually open today. But I always have to do a sort of The Shining moment where I'm like, oh, is there someone there? But no, there's not. So here's the shower. The showers are always really good on these. So I'll test that out probably tomorrow. And some 2-in-1 shampoo. Make sure that your physical condition is good and check water temperature before having a shower. Huh, does your physical condition have to be good to have a shower? Plugs for razors here. Not quite sure what that is. Toilet roll, toilet brush. This does seem a bit of a dated ship. There are a few like stains. I wouldn't say this is in peak cleanliness. But then again, it was very cheap. I'll tell you how much I spent on it at the end. I am exhausted, but I'm also a tiny bit hungry. I had a really late lunch, so I thought I wouldn't need dinner, but maybe I do. I'm gonna go see what the self-serve restaurant has to offer. There was a nice looking ricotta and pesto pasta, but I know that would sit too heavy on my stomach and give me heartburn. So I've gone for a small vegetarian salad, which is about as sad as it looks, but got olives in. It won't give me heartburn, which is the main thing. We are moving already as well, so I need to eat this and then go and see if I can see Mallorca slip away. Popped outside. It is more Baltic than Mediterranean out there, so I didn't stay for long. The storm is brewing. Hopefully it won't be a repeat of the North Sea ferry crossing, which was incredibly bumpy. But I think I'll probably sleep through it right now. I am knackered. And I'm so excited that this is a 15-hour crossing because I do not have to worry about waking up tomorrow. It's quite eerie just seeing the foamy sea waters out the window. I don't normally have an outside cabin because I usually go for the cheapest option. I mean, it's not a cruise room, is it? It's never going to be a cruise room, but I don't really need that. It says if you ever put me in an uber luxury cruise room, I may say differently. My hair seems to have had an attempted coup and is trying to take over my body. It's massive. I went swimming in the sea earlier and I've not washed it. I think that is why. I'll sleep on it and see what happens. I am gonna go to bed now, so I will check back in the morning. Good night. Good morning. I just had a phenomenal sleep. 10 out of 10. Oh, you know when you get in bed and you know you've not got to set an alarm and you know you can just sleep. And also I love sleeping on a boat. So I got into bed, I was like, I'm gonna have the best sleep ever, and I did. I do feel refreshed, I still feel a little bit groggy, but I've just woken up and it's still sunrise, so I think I should head out to the deck and take in some of the views. Bit of a breeze, to say the least. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I'm not sure if I can go any further. I've come to like the back of the deck and obviously the ship's going that way, the sunrise is also that way, but it doesn't really look like I can go that way. Breakfast was, the pain au chocolat was very good. The fruit salad was not so good, it tasted a little bit off. The coffee was not very nice either. And then, not because it wasn't very nice, because it's wavy and I'm clumsy, then managed to spill all my coffee everywhere. Narrowly missed my laptop and my camera. I think they're both okay, but I got it all over the table and the very nice waitress had to come and help me out. I'm gonna attempt to wash these rat's tails. I went swimming in the sea in Mallorca yesterday and need to give them a wash, so we're gonna try doing that. I've had good experiences with showers on ferries recently, so let's see how this one compares. You know when you give yourself the world's best scrub and wash your hair and you're just like, I am clean. I've not actually had like a really long shower the whole time I've been away. The first night I was in a small budget hotel with a shared bathroom and the shower wasn't great. Second night I was on a boat and again the shower wasn't great. Yesterday I did have a shower on my last ferry, but it was quite quick. I just spent about 20 minutes literally just scrubbing myself and I feel like a new woman. Warm shower, stayed warm for 20 minutes, can't complain. Big up Corsica Ferries for that one. Let's get out for a tour because I've been on this ferry for about 12 hours now and I don't think I've seen everything. So we've got another restaurant here and they don't seem to be serving now, but they were open last night. The menu looked very good actually. Loads of seating around here. Bar menu. Basically the same as a cruise, isn't it? video games room behind me, but it's not open. Apparently it closed at 10:30 and hasn't reopened. There's also a kids play area which is open, but obviously I'm not going to film it because it's got kids in, and we've got more cabins here. My cabin was on floor 6 and then there's more cabins on floor 7. The Piscine and Lido Beach Bar are this way. Wonder if that's open yet. Can't seem to find how to get to the Piscine and Lido Beach Bar from here, so let's go down and we'll go around the other way. I'm just by the Pullman lounge now. Now these are like airline style seats that if you don't have a cabin you can sit in and sleep in, but you do have to pay extra fee for them. There doesn't seem to be anyone in the Pullman seats, and I reckon most people who haven't paid for a cabin are just been sleeping on the floor. I've seen people with a blow up mattress and like roll mats and things, and I think, to be honest, that would probably be comfier. So the Piscine and the Lido Beach Bar are currently closed. In fact, the whole outdoor area seems to be closed. It looks like they're cleaning it, or at least getting rid of some water. I don't know if there's been like a lot of rainfall or if it's been the waves or whatnot. It is very, very windy out there. What made me laugh was there was just one guy who's just defying everything and was just sitting there in a deck chair. But there were barriers, so you don't think you're meant to do that. Anyway, I am going to go do a little bit more work. I think I might get another pan au chocolat. It was very good, and the rest of my breakfast was quite disappointing. It looks like I've just missed them. I think they're staying up for lunch now. So I'll wait for lunch. Hopefully they'll have something good there. There was a lovely looking pasta dish at dinner time, so I'm hoping they have that again. Yay, they have the pasta. Been thinking about this since I saw it last night. This is definitely the downside of DIY cruising. You do have to pack up every day. We soldier on. We've nearly arrived in Toulon, and I'm excited to see what the city has to offer. Right, let's go. Nous allons. Je suis arrivée on Toulon. I have a weird feeling as well that I might be back on the same ferry to go to Bastia, just because that Mallorca to Toulon ferry doesn't run every day, so it won't be going back to Toulon, and it is a Corsica ferry. It would be funny if it's on the same crew again. They'll be like, what are you doing on here? Anyway, it's time to have a little walk around Toulon. This will all be in my DIY cruise video of the entire trip. So if you're interested in seeing what there is to do in the city, then do check that out. And I'll be back here in my next video in a few hours, sailing to Corsica.